You know, sometimes you're born related to some persons where if you had the chance to change it, you would have changed it. Because I know everybody where you fi call family really mean you're good enough. And that's the case with this experience that was shared on Unstoppable Live, where this lady was talking about her very own sister and the amount of struggles and trials where she go through with her sister. And she said she have no understanding of the reason why her sister hate her so much. Her sister even use her name multiple times illegally. Family, take a listen to this one that was shared on Unstoppable Live.
I have three big sisters, one younger, and I'm the second youngest, yeah? We all have our differences, as sisters do, but the sister up from me, she's kind of different, man. She has a feeling for me that is not good. It's not good at all. She's 6 years older than me. Growing up, she was okay, but distant, big sister still, When I was 10, she had a baby girl. She was still living at home, so me and my little sister were in-house babysitters. And boy, did she take advantage of that. She left home at 18, and I was still there for her to support her. Um, she had two kids by then. By the time I was a teenager, I felt the hate was real now, but thought I was just being too sensitive, so I didn't really make an issue of it and made it slide. One day when I was 16, all of my sisters decided that, yeah, let's go out clubbing one weekend. I got ready at home because I was still living at home with mom and dad. And the plan was I was to link up at my sister's house where my other two sisters would be. I got ready and mom suggested I would wear a fur coat because I had a off the shoulder dress on. And at the time, I wasn't driving, and I intended to catch the bus. But my mum says, borrow a coat." So I borrowed a coat, a fur coat, and I did look good, I must say. Anyway, I reached down my sister's house, and my other two sisters were sitting down waiting for her because she used to always keep us waiting, Um, me and my sisters and were talking, and everything was all good. But then my sister, the one that has some differences and bad feelings towards me, came down after she kept us waiting for some time. And she just looked at me, saw the coat, what is mother's, which I borrowed. I never have, just borrowed. It was mommy suggested, yeah. She took one look at me and she just blurted out of the blue, "You bitch." I didn't even know where that was coming from. My other two sisters' mouth just dropped open like, mm-mm. And I was like, "Are you serious?" Anyway, I tried to ignore it because, I planned to go out that night and I was determined not to let her ruin it. And my other two sisters was looking at me like to say, "No, don't make her mess up your night, man." So, try and style it out. So we reached the club, we got out. She was all night calling me names, telling me, "You better mind me coat." I looked at her and said, "Hold on a minute, this is mom's coat." I said, "Mind me quote." That's what she says. So I was like, okay, it's like that. And I was really cheesed off by now. But, my other two sisters were saying, "Nah, man, just try and ignore her, try and ignore her." So I did for peace sake. Anyway, now, come to the end of the night now. Earlier that week, because we knew we was going out, it wasn't my payday that week. So I said to my sister, the one that was being horrible to me, if she could lend me some money. Which she did. And we agreed to pay her back on my payday. Yeah? But you see, as the night went on and she was being horrible because I did look kind of cool in that coat, She turned to me and she said, I want my money back tonight. So I was like, I ain't got your money tonight. You did say when I get my pay. She says, when I change my mind, I want it back tonight. So I was like, okay, well, I can't get it back tonight. So, you just have to just cool, but I'll get it back for you tomorrow. Anyway, it was an horrible night because it was a nice night, but she kind of made it horrible still. Caught a taxi and went home. I woke up the following day and I asked my dad to lend me some money so I could give it her back because she was really adamant, the look on her face was of sin. She wanted her money back, so I asked daddy to lend me the money. Daddy just gave me the money. I catch the bus and I went up her yard, and by the time I was halfway at her yard, it started raining. But I thought it's all good. I got her money. She probably get over being a bitch the night before, and it will be all good again. But no, she carried it on deep, man. When I reached to her yard now, I knocked the door. It was raining heavily now, and she opened the door. She just pushed out her answer. I was kind of shocked, like to say, "Are you serious? You're just gonna take the money and kind of continue being rude?" And she put out her answer with a look of sin on her face. So I gave her the money, and she slammed the door in my face. She slammed the door in my face, and it's pouring with rain. I just catch two buses, travel about 12 miles up to her yard, and I thought, nah, man, nah, this is a joke. And I sat down on the doorstep, thinking, she gonna open the door. She got her heart. But you know what? She left me out there. I just walked off, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm not coming back here again. You know. So reached home, thought about it, and I make up my mind. I'm not going back to you again. You get me? Because there was really no need for this attitude that you had towards me. All I did do was borrow mommy's coat, and it was mommy suggested. Seriously, if I didn't say you was gonna vex her and go on, so I would never have worn it. Anyway, that week, mommy had a wedding, yeah, and she said, "Jai, you come at the wedding with me?" So I said, "Yeah, I'll come, mom." Went to the wedding, to forget about my sister, you know. So I went to the wedding and everything was really cool. Went to the reception. Was really enjoying myself. And then who did I see walking into this? I just knew it was trouble she come for, to bring. So I looked at mommy and said, "Mommy, I'm going." And mommy kind of looked over and she see my other sister looked at me and kind of nodded her head. So I left the house. I left the party. I mean, going back home. I caught two buses home. It took me about 45 minutes to reach home. You see, as soon as I reached into the front door of my mum's house where I was living, I didn't even walk up the hallway good. The doorbell ring. So I opened up the door. When me look, it was her, my sister. And without saying nothing, she got your damn feisty and grabbed me round my neck. She grabbed me round my neck, pinned me against the wall. Now I'm thinking, I'm feisty. You make me feel like I want to fight you. So I walked out because you're my big sister and my mom brought me up to respect my elders. So I walked out. Plus, I felt she was coming to give me more grief at the wedding. So that was why I walked out. But she followed me. How she reached down there so quick, I don't know. But she grabbed me around my neck and said, "You damn fierce, who are you walking out on?" I never said nothing because it was obvious she wanted trouble, yeah? So she said, "Me, I go beat you like a picnic." That's what she said. I did hand around my throat and I was against the wall and she boxed me in my face, left cheek. Boxed me in my right cheek. Boxed me in my left cheek. Boxed me in my right cheek. I couldn't believe it. Someone should check her off me now because I could feel that I'm going to explode. And I don't really want to explode. She grabbed me and she threw me down on the settee and said, "I can't wait for you to get a man so he can beat you." That's what she said. So by then my blood is boiling, so I walked up the stairs. She followed me up the stairs. She trashed my bedroom, saying I'm too materialistic. Yeah, she mash up my bedroom, take my clothes out the wardrobe, trample all over them and tearing them up. Now, I really want to do something now, but I'm kind of confused because it's my big sister turning on me like this for no real reason. Yeah. Anyway, now she wouldn't stop. She come over. I'm sitting on the bed. She come over to me. She slapped me in my face. She boxed me in my cheek. I turned my head. I turned my head. I turned my head to the next thing I remember. I was sitting on top of her, choking her, and my brothers were pulling me off her. That's all I remember for real, because I was holding it back. Yeah, but there's only so much someone can take. Anyway, we, believe it or not, left that house, linking arms. Yeah, sounds crazy, yeah, no, but it was all messed up. Left the house, linking arms, yeah, and she brought me up her house and was, trying to get me to say, don't discuss this
Um,
incident, which I respected.
before you continue, Carla,
Mm-hmm.
the viewers on Facebook wants to know why is it that your sister has such a horrible hate for you? If you can remember or know
Well,
why.
Well, to this day, I ask her over the time. I'll get to it, right? Because we catch up a couple of times. I ask her, what have I done to you? Why you hate me so? Oh, now she can't answer me. And I'm not, you see, to every action is a reaction. So if I did do her something, I could understand, yeah?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But remember, I'm 6 years younger than her. So there's not really much I could do until I was an adult, which I'm not that type of person. It's only when I did lash back after she's choking me and licking me up the place. I hit back because that was the most naturalist thing to do because she wouldn't stop. Yeah, she was just taking the mick, right? But God is my witness. There's nothing I've done to this woman. I think just being her little sister was enough. But when I get to the end of the story, then your viewers can put two and two together and make four. Yeah.
Now, Stush Pumpkin wants to know if you were mommy's favorite. Were you mommy's favorite?
No, mommy love all her. Listen, mommy had 10 children. Yeah, 10. 7 girls, 3 boys. Two died. Two sisters of mine died. Yeah, 3 boys, 5 sisters. Now, I will say, mommy did turn to me for anything that she need doing. I'm not gonna say I was her favorite because it's not like say she'd do me something and then wouldn't do it for the rest of the family. At
Mm-hmm.
one time, I did actually get annoyed with mommy and said to mommy, why is it you keep asking me to come shopping with you and do everything? Because I'm not the only child you got. And mommy turned around and said to me, you know what it's like when you're sick and can't do nothing for yourself.
Mm.
So I didn't ask no more. Now, I have got an illness, sickle cell to be precise. So I was in and out of hospital when I was little. Yeah. Now my mom had diabetes. So when she says, you know what it's like when you're sick and can't do nothing for yourself, I said no more. Because she knew I would understand where she was coming from. But I'm not so happy that the fact that my other siblings couldn't feel the same way. Don't really think you have to be sick to respect your mother, you get me? Okay, yeah. She's 6 years older than me. So there was not much I could really do to offend her because she started showing me hatred from I was 13. Right then she's 19. Yeah, right. I come from a big family, so I'm quite a tomboy kind of lady. I'm much lady now, but growing up I was a tomboy. Yeah. Um, Now, my this said sister was not only giving me trouble, but she was giving people trouble out her door. Yeah? And when trouble was coming to her doorstep, she'd run to me and my little sister to help bail her out. And we did so. No, no, we did so. Help her, you know what I mean? Beat her, fight her battles, and make sure that no one ever harm her. But I never realized she was just using us. You get me? I thought that I was just being loyal to my sister. Anyway, okay, yeah. where was I now? This coat. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we reached up her yard together, as if nothing happened. Her face was all scratched up like somebody just tear up her face and everything. So she couldn't really hide it. I never say nothing because she never want me to say nothing to nobody. So I never said nothing, but it was obvious on her face that she had been in a fight. So it got round very quickly to the family that I did it. Now my big sister, she turned and she said, "Oh, she get what she was looking for." That's what my big sister said, the firstborn. She said she get what she's looking for. So she says, yeah, she has been not that nice to you. She has not been too nice to you, you know. And I was wondering when she was going to stop, but I think she'll leave you alone now because I snapped. She'll leave you alone now. However, little did I know that this sister of mine, because I broke her up and she never expected, I never even expected to broke her up neither because she's quite big and I'm quite small. But you see, God not sleeping. Anyway, little did I know she was spinning a yarn. Now I was 16 when this incident happens. Yeah, she was spinning a yarn between members of the family to attack me because she's afraid, she's frightened to attack me now because she knows that once I kick off, yeah. So she's spinning yarn and making up trouble and susu and chatting and bullshitting behind my back. But you see, I knew because it always came back to me. Um, yeah, so that was the first incidence of mine and a big confliction. About this was when I was 16, I would say later on that year. Later on that year, I did actually meet my partner and I introduced him to my family. And her reaction was She actually went quite loud. My sister nudged her, actually nudged her in her ribs like to say, behave yourself. You know what I mean? So I ignored her 'cause I know so she's not nice to me and she ain't gonna say anything nice to me or make me feel as though I've done anything good. But so I just kind of ignored it. But she did go and my sister nudged her like to say, Anyway, considering her first reaction was in the long run, she actually got on really well with my partner. Yeah, she got on really well with him. But yeah, he didn't like it when I went out with her because he says that she can't be trusted and she loves man too much and he don't want me to be influenced. And I used to always stick up for her and say, it's my sister. If she's going one way, that doesn't necessarily mean I will follow her. I got my own mind.
But Carla,
She,
I
mm,
have to ask this question. Um,
mm-hmm,
Based on everything that you said about your sister, and don't get me wrong, I do understand that is your sister and she's family. But based on
mm-hmm,
everything that you said, and you know this sister
mm-hmm,
has been treating you horribly all your life from childhood days, why
mm-hmm.
still hang around the sister? Why even want to be in the sister's life? Why?
Because she's the one that's coming into my life.
Right, but you
And
can
it
make a
only took
decision though.
me,
You can also make a decision to say, listen, I want to
yeah,
stay away
but
from this person.
no, you're right. You're absolutely right. But let me tell you what made it really difficult was mommy. Because I used to have to go down my mom's house to do certain things, yeah, because I left home, yeah, when I was what, 16, because I couldn't stay at my mom's house no more because she came down my mom's house, and was boxing me up in my mother's house. So I look and said to myself, you know what? I can't really stay here because if I'm not here, she can come and take my things. She can come in mommy's house and do what she feel like it. But if I leave home, then it's my house she's gonna have to come. And if she come and disrespect me in my house and I do whatever I need to do, then that's on her head, yeah? So I had to tolerate it when I was living at mom's. When I left home, I still kind of tolerated it a bit because mom was alive at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Mom was alive at the time and mommy can't take stress. Yeah? She's diabetic and she can't take stress. And that was more important to me. You get me? Now, I couldn't just cut her off like that because she knows when I'm going to go down. My mom's in it, so that's going to be really weird. You're not talking to your sister, but you're seeing her every 2 minutes. You get me? I never
Right.
want to bring that stress to mommy, and I never want to bring that confusion to myself neither, because
Okay.
I was thinking of it for years. Yeah,
All right.
I was
Continue.
thinking of it for years. Anyway, she got on well with my partner. Yeah, she's always be bending down and doing all kind of provocative stances in front of him. And I was like, is it me tripping? But I thought, nah, it must be me tripping. But I never. She would come to my yard where I was quite often, and I never know how to run her because, like I say, it was a difficult situation. I was much younger and naive and thought that, it's my sister, she's in my life forever, and there was nothing I could do about it, even if she had a bad attitude, yeah? Anyway, she kept coming to my house, and my partner and her got on well. But nothing, he never come back and said nothing to me yet. But later on, say a year, she used my name. She gave the police my name when I stopped her in a car, in a stop and check. Yeah. Um, I did ask her why did you give her my name. I hope I'm insured because if I'm not insured, then it's going to be problems. So she looked at me with a cynical look on her face. The look was, no, I'm not insured, but she didn't actually say it, so I didn't accept it. It wasn't until a few weeks later a letter come through, a summons come through my door saying I must go to court for driving with no insurance. So I went down her yard and I showed her the letter and I says, look. So she looked at me like, I was kind of shocked, because I personally wouldn't do these things to people. So when it's done to you, I didn't know how to deal with it straight away, like off, just like that. You get me? So I said to her, listen, stupid loyalty again, but I've learned now. I says, listen, because I'm not into no bagger wagger with the police and this and that and where. I will accept the 3 penalty points on my license and you pay for the fine. So she goes, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So she said she agreed to do that. Now the day come, went to the court and I pleaded guilty. More fool me, but I did, yeah. I learned, yeah. Took the 3 penalty points on my license and went down her yard at the end of the day, showed her the fine, which was £600. She looked at me because, oh, I'll only pay £5 a week. Now, I was well cheesed off now. I'm like, £5 a week. So you expect me to run you down for £5 a week? You're taking the mick. So my spirit was crossed by then. But I said, you know what? I just got to humble because she has to pay the fine. And she only wants to rub me up the wrong way so she can say, I'm not paying the fine, yeah? So we left it at that.
But what was her reason for giving your name to begin with? See, this is what is this.
No reason. Listen. Looking back in hindsight, now I know so she ate me. But I said when I finish telling you the story, all of you viewers will come to their conclusion. But she wasn't insured. I wasn't insured in her car. She was.
But that's the point. What I'm trying
So
to
she could have
make.
given her. Oh, she could have given her own name.
But Carla, the point
She
I'm
could
trying
have.
to make
Hmm?
to you is right. All of
Mm-hmm.
this is happening, where she even go as far as to even set you up, right? As far as giving the police your name when she break the law, right? And
Mm-hmm.
this still not make you
Mm-hmm.
say, listen, I am going to cut out this person because this person not me not good.
And no, it sound easily said than done at the time. At the time, because one, I remember I come from a big family, second to youngest, right? Right, and I'm used to do as you're being told type of thing. That's what I was used to, yeah? Okay, right? So I was stuck between a rock and a hard place because I really want to say F you and rare. That's what I really want to do, say. But I'm like, nah, mommy's going to get upset. The whole family's going to turn on. It was just a bad situation. It's easier for me to kind of do what I did do at the time. Yeah? Anyway, she was giving me hard time, giving me money to pay the fine. So I started to talk about it to mum, and mum was going, "No, man, it's wrong. She must pay the fine." She never hear. So my little sister was saying, no, she's out of order, man. She must pay the fine, man, because you could have easily get her locked up. You know what I mean? And I said, I know, you know what I mean? She must pay the fine. She's taking the mix. So she went and said, my little sister went and said to her, you best pay the fine, because what you did from the start, from the jump was effy. But now this has gone beyond effy. Who tell my little sister to stand up for me? Because she planned. She planned to hurt my little sister now, right? So, and it's because she stood up for me. Now, one day I'm sitting down in my sister's yard, my little sister's yard, and the door knocked. And it was my big sister, the one that's got this 8 for me, yeah? And she come in with her daughters, the one that we practically raised, yeah, to fight my sister. Now, that was because she stood up for me. I was in the house, and I know it's me she want, but because I broke her up when I was 16, she frightened to come for me. You get me? So she's thinking, well, P will attack me, so C won't. I remember C's the youngest, she got this loyalty, this stupid loyalty too. So she says, I want my dress. She come as you look at her, I could see she come to fight. She done trainers, her 2 daughters stand up next to her like henchmen. But I thought, nah, man. No, man, it must be me tripping. She goes, I want my dress. That's what she said to my sister. My sister says, okay. She went upstairs to go get the dress. None of them said nothing to me. I never said nothing to them. Right? So my sister came downstairs with the dress, gave her the dress all nicely hanged up where she just get from dry cleaners. And my sister snatched it out of her and drop it on the floor and tear out the dress like a beast right in front of her. So me say, wait. And dash it after her and start cussing. So my little sister says, get out my house and everything. She start mash up the house with 2 of my nieces, jump on my sister, my little sister. Yeah? After we raised them. Spend more time with them than their mother. Okay. Yeah, so I jumped on the 2 nieces. I just hooked them up, draw them up, and dashed them outside the front door. Then I run back in the house to try and stop this fight. And it wasn't even a fight. She was mashing up my sister's house. And the fight kind of ended up, she says, get out of my house. And it ended up outside the front door. And she picked up a brick, my sister picked up a brick and threw it after my little sister's window. And the brick bounced off the window and dropped into my sister's son's head. He was only 4 at the time. My sister went berserk now. My little sister went berserk now. I was like, no, 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 stop fighting. So I grabbed my sister, the troublemaker one, and I bare hugged her up against a car. And I looked her right in her face quietly and said to her, look, I know it's me you want to fight. Leave C alone. Look how you make the blick son, and now, you know what I mean, things are getting out of hand. And she looked at me and go, I don't want to fight you because you got sickle cell. And then that's when I smell a rat, because I'm like, when you was boxing me up when I was 16, I had sickle cell then. But because I can angle myself now, you're frightened. Anyway, she said she don't want to fight me. She ran into her car, let her go. She ran into her car with her kids and drove off. That's the next incident. The next incident now was, I know, okay, she took the car key, and jabbed it in my sister's nose, right in her nose bridge. Oh, now there's still a scar in my sister's nose bridge for her to remember that day. Okay. Next incident, you think that's bad? No. My partner come to me some years later, a couple of years later, and said to me, she phoned him saying something around her yard broke, and she wanted to come and fix it. She never asked me nothing. She phoned him. And he went round there. I'm not with him anymore because he should have come and tell me first, because he knew about all these things, yeah. But he fly around there, yeah. She off and come back and tell me, say when he reached around there, she had on one little 90, and when you go in her house, you have to walk up the stairs to get into the hallway and anywhere else. And he could see the hole underneath. So he had to turn and say, you know what, I better go. Because so if I find out, if he didn't, oh gosh, I wouldn't like to mention anything, yeah. But he did the right thing and say, you know what, I better go, Because he said, it's obvious, him is a man, he know how a woman go on when them a look something or when them a give up something. So he said he knew. But she turned around and said to him, what she said to him? He shouldn't. She actually told him, yeah, this is what she told him. I was cheating. Yeah, she told him I was cheating on him, and he mustn't say nothing to me. If he come back and tell me this, he mustn't say nothing to me. She will watch me and inform him. Yeah, and that he mustn't give me no money for his son. So he come back and said to me, "Your sister don't love you at all." That's what he said to me at the time. Your sister don't love you at all, and I said why, and he confronted me and told me that's what she said, and he could have sex with her if he wanted to. Yeah, okay. The next incident she do, and I'm only trying to make this small for the 15 minutes because trust me, hey, I could write a novel on this. Yeah. Okay. The next thing she done, which was really disrespectful and disloyal, was she sold my name for a passport. Yeah, she never tell me nothing. It's customs and excise came to my house. That's how I found out. Yeah, our mommy was there when they came to my house. Apparently, they received a application form with all my details and everything. My mom's details, my parents' details, daddy's details. Yeah. But the passport was supposed to come to my parents' house. Now, at the time, I never lived at my parents' house. Okay. So it was the first slip up she'd do, right? Because that year my son went away and I sent up for a passport at the address that I was living, my own place where I was living. That same year. Yeah. So, but she never know nothing, which is just as well. Otherwise, she wouldn't get catch. But um, I'm in my yard, the door knock, I open the door, when I look, this is customs and excise, and I know say that's a serious thing. So the look on my face was like, what? This is nothing to worry about, we just need to talk to you. So I let them in the house. When they come in, they asked me, did I order a passport? I said, yes, I did order a passport for my son because he was going away this year. And they says, no, did you order a passport for yourself? So I says, no. They says, well, they've received this application form. They opened it up, showed me all the evidence, and it was my sister's handwriting, everything. My mom's middle name, my dad's middle name. Nobody don't know that. Family only. Plus, the passport was supposed to come to my parents' house, so it's got to be somebody who had access to my parents' house. Yeah. Then they showed me the form. I see her handwriting. I knew it was her because the handwriting is very similar to mine. They showed me a photograph, and the photograph was clearly not me, but the doctor signed it at the back. And the doctor lived in Leicester, who is another one of her evil friends come from Leicester. So when I see the doctor's signature from Leicester, and I know that she got an evil friend in Leicester, I just put two and two together and thought, yeah. So they says to me, do I know who it is? So I says, yes. They says, who is it? I says, it was my sister. And they says, would you like to press charges? Again, me with my stupid loyalty turn around and says, no. They says, why not? I says, because it's going to cause too much grief in the family and my mum can't take this stress. And I don't want to be responsible for anything and for aggravating my mum's illness. I don't want that responsibility. So they says, okay. But ever since then, when I want a passport, I have to renew my passport. I have to drive up to Peterborough and sit down with them, give them an interview and and it's some long thing, yeah? There was one stage where I had to go every year. They'd only do my passport for 12 months every time, 12 months. And when I asked them why they're doing this to me, they said, oh, really, I should press charges on my sister. That's why, that's what they said. And, anyway, that was the next incident. But mommy said, don't say nothing to her. So I never said nothing to her.
Now, I know say enough people out there have relatives like that, where just not like for no reason at all. If you have a situation like that, tell me in the comment section. right? If you want to take a listen to the rest of what was shared in this story right here, click the link that's in the description. It will take you on over to Unstoppable Live to the exact story where you can continue listening to the story in its entirety. When you go over there, remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. So once we go live, you can be there and get notified to participate in the live stream. Also hit the subscribe button right here on the recap channel so that you will get notified once we drop another video over here. Alright, until the next Unstoppable recap, stay strong, stay motivated, but most of all, remain unstoppable.
Unstoppable.